Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys today? I am bringing you another video with this amazing Tulip Fields beautiful set here, and my little windmill spins. Isn't that so cool? Let me get it going though. There we go. And we are using also the flowering tulips. We're using the dies and the stamp set. So definitely check out both of these bundles. They're considered a suite, and they're on page 14, 15, 16, and 17 of the current mini catalog. If you do not have a demonstrator and you do not have a catalog, let me know. I'd be happy to send you one if you would like me to be your demonstrator. If you do have a demonstrator though, feel free, of course, to buy from them. So let's go ahead and get started, and I will show you how to make this really fun card. So we're going to use some blends. And like I said, we're going to be using both of these suites. So let me just move everything out of the way, and I will bring out the pieces that we need. We are going to have a piece of Pear Pizzazz. It's going to be our main card here. And we are going to fold it and burnish it in half, and then this is going to be our card. We are also going to take this piece here, and this is a piece of our Flowering Fields Designer Series paper. You can see the other side has these gorgeous tulips on it, but I wanted this like grid pattern to put on my card. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach that down. That way it is taken care of and we don't have to think about it anymore. One step down, right? So let's go ahead and put that on our main piece. Perfect. And as you can see, this one has some more darker shading. There's darks and lights in the pack. Now I've used the tulip strip here on the tulip dies, and I've cut two of these. I cut them out of a piece of 1 1/4 inch by 6 inches, and I used the thick basic white. So then I have used my Stampin' blends, and I chose to use those so that I could color in my tulips. I wanted them to be two colors, Poppy Parade and Granny Apple Green. And I'm also going to use my Soft Suede Stampin' blend as well. So let me show you how to go about taking care of your flower section. I'm going to move the card out of the way temporarily. And so I'm using dark Granny Apple Green and dark Poppy Parade. And here is a finished one so that you can see what it looks like, but I'm going to do one for you so that you can watch it happen. So I'm going to start first with the Granny Apple Green, and I'm just going to ink up with the bullet tip. I'm just going to come down all the stems, and I'm just going to color those. The beauty of our Stampin' blends is that they bleed into the cardstock, so they're perfect for these kinds of die cut layers that you want to color. You can cut them out of your white, your basic white cardstock. This one's the thick basic white, because they're kind of very thin in sections, so I wanted the strength of the thicker basic white rather than our basic, just the plain one. And then what I'm going to do here is when I cut, you can see I have a little piece of another tulip that was starting there, so I'm going to trim that away. I've already done that on the other piece, as you can see. So I'm going to trim that little piece away, and now it looks like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the brush end here, and I'm going to fill in this section with grass. So you can see how quick it is to color. You think, oh, I have to color a die cut? It's going to take so long. But see how quickly with these blends you can really color. So there's that. Now it's time to do our tulips, and I want those to be in the Poppy Parade. I'm using the dark Poppy Parade. And again, I'm going to use the brush end. So I'm just going to run it right along here, just kind of how I did the grass, holding not the tip, but the side, and just bringing the tip down to meet that. I'm just being careful where it meets the stem there. And then once I'm done doing all the stem work, like I'm doing right now, I'm gonna fill it in so quickly, you'll see. So let's go ahead and wherever I missed a tiny spot there. I'm just gonna run it over the top of the tulips that I missed. And then I'm gonna just double check it by picking it up. When you pick it up, you can see the pieces that have white that are not covered, because when you have it against white here, it's harder to see, right? So if you lift it, let me get all of the little, there you go. If you lift it, you can really see the spots that you may have missed. I think we're good. What do you guys think? See how fast that was? That's why I wanted to do it on camera for you, so that you could see how easy it was to do that. Now we're also going to color in soft suede these edges here of our windmill. And this is the dark soft suede. So I'm just using the brush tip same way and just running it along my cardstock right on that one spot there. And now the windmill top section here, the blades were done out of crumb cake, so it's easy to add the darker soft suede over the top. And then I've cut out two pieces here of our windmill base, one in crumb cake and one in soft suede, and I'm gonna layer those two together just like that to form that pretty bottom section. So I'm gonna, of course, use my silicone mat so I don't make a mess. And I'm gonna put my adhesive down here in the spots that are wide. Now I do need the ends to grab as well, the edges I mean. So I am gonna run some down the edges and make sure that I have enough adhesive. And then I'm gonna use my tweezers to pick these guys up so I don't get glue all over everything. And that's why I'm also using my silicone mat, because I do not want the glue on my work surface. So let me grab my tweezers. I'm gonna grab my little detailed die piece and lay it over my basic die piece. And we're just gonna press that into place. And just make sure that it adheres on those edges and on those solid spots. And see how you can rub the glue right away off of this mat? That's why I love it so much. And I always have a baby wipe next to me when I'm working. So I have my baby wipe. I'm just gonna clean my silicone mat. So there is our bottom. And here is our top. Now you can see there's a little hole here, and there's also a hole right here. So I'm gonna use my paper trimmer, not my paper trimmer, my take your pick tool, and I'm gonna be putting one of these really cool brads from the black and white brads. There's small circles. Let me find one. They come in white and black, and we have both sizes of either the squares, which are the larger, and the round ones, and they come in black, both of them. So there's the small one, and here's the square in the black. But I'm gonna use the white, and I'm gonna grab this one right here. And I'm going to be using my soft suede, and I'm gonna run that right over the top and around those edges of the brad and back over the top. And I'm just coloring that brad soft suede. So see, you can turn it into whatever color you want with our blends. And you can see on my card here that we have that nice soft suede to match. Perfect. All right, So let's go ahead and I'm going to show you how I put that together. So I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool, and this pointy end that we use to pierce our Stampin' Dimensionals, I'm going to stick that through this hole here, and I'm just going to push. And it's just going to make a hole right there. And I'm going to put my windmill blades over that hole and push my brad through. See how it's that pretty soft suede color? Now, when I get to the back, I'm going to angle them down, both of them. So this one's going to get angled down here, and that one right there, because I don't want them to stick out. So we have that right there. Now let's put some dimensionals on the back. So we'll put one right here over that brad to hold it in place and keep it from flipping up. And we'll put two down here, and I'm going to put another one right there. So there's all the brads that I need for that. So we have that ready. We have our two beautiful fields of our tulips. And now let's bring in our 1 inch by 2 inch piece of Poppy Parade, and it's what we're going to stamp our sentiment with. So I'm going to be using Early Espresso, and I'm going to stamp Just Thinking of You Today. So I'm going to ink that in my Early Espresso. Bring it down here where I can see a little better. I'm going to move it to the right side here. And I'm just going to press that down. So there is my words, Just Thinking of You Today. And then we're also going to put the windmill stamp right here on the inside of our card. So let's grab our card. We'll open that up, and I will ink it in my Early Espresso. And we'll put it right here in the corner to tie it in with the windmill on the front. Such a beautiful stamp set. And I'm going to go ahead and clean that off. All right, so now we are going to assemble the outside. We're going to trim this right here with our paper snips. So I'm going to just kind of come down here and go right in the middle, and then I want it to be really narrow. So I'm going to come in from the side there. I don't want it to be a deep piece, so I make sure that I meet that section in the middle so that it looks good. There we go. And there is our banner end. Again, this is going to get our dimensionals, so I'm going to grab those and put 2 of those, should be plenty, onto our word there. All right, I think we're looking good. What do you guys think? So far, so good. All right, so now let's go ahead and attach our windmill. We're gonna take the backs off. And we're gonna figure out approximately where we want it to sit, because we want our 2 flower fields to come about right there, maybe. So I think I'm going to do the windmill right about here, and I definitely want to make sure that the blades fit on my card, right? So I'm going to move it over there. There we go. And they fit right on there. All right, so now we're going to glue. Let's grab my silicone mat again. We're going to use the wet glue, and I'm going to use it mostly on the bottom section down here. And I'm going to put a little bit on the tulips that have a lot of paper. So there's some spots where the tulips have, you know, I'm not going to put them where there's some fine pieces, but just where there's room for me to put some glue pieces is where I'm going to be putting it down like that. And then I'm going to use my tweezers here and grab, and I'm going to put it in place. This is going to be the back row, and we're going to kind of move that over till it fits. That's good. And we want to make sure that the blades are not hindered. And we'll push down our tulips and our grassy area and press that down into place. And the tulips that have that adhesive will help hold that in place. All right, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna put our adhesive on this larger strip, and the tulips that have the larger section where I can fit this adhesive is the ones that are getting it, and the others will remain without. And I'm gonna grab it here. We're gonna lay this over the top. I'm gonna try and match it up as best I can. There we go. Whoops. Want this really pretty row of our tulips. And again, I'm pressing down in the spots where they are covered. Just like that. So there is our little field of tulips and our cool windmill. Let's move our blade up here. Kind of lift the circular part where we can lift our blades up. All right, there we go. All right, and just make sure that they stay on our card here. And then we're going to attach our words on the right side. Oh, let's bring it down here, maybe centered a little bit higher than center. And we want that to be right along the edge of our designer series paper. And then our finishing touch, we're going to be using the gilded gems. They're so pretty. And we're going to use 3 of the larger ones here. So we have 1. Come on. Get my putty. I might need to get some more putty here. There we go. 1 up here. I think I'm out of putty on this one. I have to refill it. I think I have finally run out of putty. There we go. It's coming out. When I have enough, I will let it out and press the putty in place. Now we should have no problem getting these out. They're actually very sticky. Oh my goodness. I think I'm going to use my pointy end because I don't think it was the putty. I am having a hard time getting those off. They're super sticky, which is good, right? I mean, we don't want them coming off our card. Let's put one over here, and I'll grab that last one. They're just giving me trouble today. They want me to have something to laugh about when I'm doing my videos. All right, and there is my final gilded gem. They look perfect with this card. All right, guys. So there are the windmill cards. Again, 5.5 by 8.5 for the pear pizzazz. The designer series paper was 3 3/4 by 5 inches. We had the thick basic white. We cut 2 of them in 1 1/4 by 6 inches for our flower border there. And the windmill pieces, I used scraps of soft suede and crumb cake. And then this piece here was 1 inch by 2 inches of Poppy Parade that I used for the sentiment. I hope that you enjoyed watching me put this card together. I certainly enjoyed making it for you. I hope that if you have any questions, you will contact me. My contact information is in the description below, as well as all the products and links to them at my online store where you can purchase them. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, comment, share, and subscribe. I would be very grateful. When you do subscribe, you'll get notifications of when I post new videos. Check out my blog, Inky Hands Warm Hearts. It's linked in the description below. And when you go there, you can access lots more measurements, PDFs, and more fun projects. I do blog more than I vlog on YouTube, so check out my blog where you can see content every day. I appreciate you watching and staying till the end. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping!